Hello gamers, it's SoftKitty99 and today we're in Parkitect and I'd like to start building our own park today. So your options here are going to be the scenario editor to create your own scenarios for Sandbox, or to use one of the pre-built maps in Play. I think we'll use a pre-built, go for a new park, and I'm going to be looking for one of the flat open areas so that we can adjust it as we go if we want to. But it gives us a nice big flat area to work with, so we're not worrying about up and down terrain or anything. We can choose to edit it later if we want. So I'm going to go for flat terrain large, and now we have a choice here. We can turn off money so that you can have unlimited money rather than a budget. If you turn this back on so that it's lit up, then it'll start you with a budget. But I'm going to turn the budget off, and I'm going to also turn off any scenario ideas so that we're just using it as a flat, empty, open park to build on. And then once we've loaded it, we can choose our own name and we can get on with building our own theme park. So I've gone for the large area because there's a lot of space, so we're not going to run out of space, because I'm not sure how big the park's going to end up being. Kind of got an idea in my head, but it's not a firmly fleshed out idea, so we're going to be winging it as we go. So if there are lots of mistakes, please forgive me and bear with me. I'm going to call it Kitty Corners, because that just Kitty Corners. So this is going to be our theme park, so we want it to be open. I'm going to leave it at $1 to enter at the start because we haven't built anything yet, and we're going to pause it. We've got unlimited money, as you can see here, so we can do whatever we want. And now it says Kitty Corners. I'll play it just enough for it to run the Kitty Corners around the corner, so you can see that. Kitty Corners. Let's pause it with Kitty Corners on there. Right, so we've got a lot of space to work with. Ta-da! Quite a lot of space, so we can do whatever we want. So that's nice. All right, let's zoom in just a little bit, and then we can start deciding what we're going to do. So they do give you the goods in department and the little entry building if you use one of the pre-built ones. What we want to do is rotate it around a bit so that we can see in here. Right, so they're giving us a 3-wide entrance building, but you know what, we're going to ignore this. We're going to say the car parking and the everything is just outside, and we're going to not build any of that stuff because that's boring. Then inside the park, what we want to do is decide what we want to do with our entrance section. So we're going to delete the path, and then we're going to decide what we want to do for the paths ourselves. So I think what would be good is to have 2 different types of materials for your path. So I'm thinking we can go with cobblestone and brick. So if we bring up cobblestone and look for a colour, let's think. We could go for I'm just trying to decide what to go for. If we go for like a do we go for a bluish tones, or do we go for brownish tones? I'm kind of thinking bluey greyish. So if we put in a little centre section there like so in the cobblestone, that might work. Then let's go to the brick, and we're going to want something darker, aren't we? Now let's see, how dark here. What does that look like? That might work quite well. I'm thinking a 3-wide path for the minute. We might want to make it wider later on, but right at the very beginning here, what I'm thinking of is that we make a small entrance area. So I think we're going to want to remove 1 block right by the entrance, and I'm going to use a fountain . If we centre it, we'll pop that there like so. So that's what I'm going to do with this entrance section, and then I'm going to grab a bench. Now this is where we start thinking about what sort of accoutrements we're going to want in our park. I think I'm going to go for the nice plain bench, and I'm going to put one either side of the fountain right here. And then we need a lamp, and I think good ones could be like these fancy poles. I think I'm going to start with the simple single one and put one here and one here, and then I'm going to go for trash bins, and we're going to go for that's a little bit harder. I can't decide whether to go for the black ones or the brown. I think we'll go with the brown wood ones to match the seating. And what we're going to do is we're going to put one here, and we don't really have space here because the workers path is, but if you had more space, or you didn't have the workers path right here, you would put another bin here to make it mirrored on the two sides. Now we might find somewhere to put another bin later, but what I want to do now is think about our very first entrance building as we come in, because we're going to need somewhere to put something like maybe cash machines, information kiosks, maybe even toilets. So we're going to want a building of some sort. So what we have to do is decide what sort of building are we going to start with. I think I kind of fancy a castle theme. So if we look, which one is castle under? I'm not sure, it might be under the normal generic one, let me think. So if we want to look for walls, where's walls? Where's walls? Where's walls? What's buildings? Oh, that's the Mayan architecture and the sci-fi. Okay, right, we want walls. Where's walls gone, Kitty? Where have you hid walls? Walls is right at the bottom. So I think I want to kind of go for that bricky, castle-y feel. So where's the castle? Do you know what? It might be all the way down the ball. Hang on, I think I just saw it. There we go. Yeah, so this is the castle style. So you've got it without brick and with brick details. See, so some of them have got these brick details and some of them haven't here, like these windows. So I think those are the only doorways for that one. Let's just double check. Yeah, is that really all the pieces? Okay, that's all the pieces. Right, so we found the pieces. So now we have to decide on colour schemes for our castle. So if we go for the crenellations, you see what we've got now is a 3 wide path, so we can have a 3 wide building. But we're going to have to think about colours for this now. If we start to build up, I think for the back we're going to want a proper grey colour, aren't we? So a deeper grey blue, maybe for the third one. And then for the first one we're going to want something paler. Do we want completely white? I don't think we do. I think we want a pale, and then I think we're going to want something darker, and then we're going to want a serious blue, I think, maybe. This might not be the colour scheme we need or want, but let's think about it. So what's this given us? Now that's given me a completely white wall, so that's not going to... So the very first colour is a bit too pale, I think. So let's go back to this one, and we want it to be darker. How much darker? Do we want it to be more grey? Or more blue? Would that be too blue? And this one doesn't look quite right somehow. I think it wants to be a bit more blue. How does that look? So let's have a look at the... Let's take a look at the colour that we've got now. So let's add that colour scheme here and see if we can work with this. Now, we've got a little entrance plaza look 3x3. So I'm going to start my building right here with these archways. Then from that point I'm going to want to use I think I'm going to use a wall with a window, and we're going to want to use this colour scheme on that, and then we're going to want to pop that at the side of the build here, like so. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to swap to this corner, because I love the idea of this corner. I'm also concerned that this building might end up being too big, so it might be better to not use this extra piece of wall here. But we're definitely going to want to change the colour to match what we've already gone with. This might make this, yeah, it might make this too big, so we might have to adjust this. Yeah, I think we're going to remove these windows. We'll use them later, don't worry, we won't. And then rotate. Come on, kitty, rotate. There we go. So that's not bad. Right, so now let's go back to the wall. Let's go for the wall without the windows, I think, first. Excuse me. That was a little bit not quite, was it? I think what we need to do now is go out again here by one. I think I've got a plan. And then rotate again here, and then let's put one here. Oh no, do you know what? That's not right. Let's relieve a gap there, and let's put one here and one here, and then rotate again, and we'll put that there and there. And then we want to go back to our corner, and we want to put it this way around this time. Let's see. So that we've got a variation in shape. I'm not quite sure if the roofs are going to work very well like that. We might need to do that the other way around, actually, for the roof sections. And that will also make it match. Oop, rotate it too far. Right there. And rotate you into here. Then we want to go back to the archway for here. Miss the middle one. And I want to do... is that going to work? Right. And I want you here and here as well. It'll make sense in just a second. Put windows in these two corners over here. And then we're going to want to do windows here and here and here and here. And then go back to the wall, flat wall. I'm going to put one there, one there, one there, and one there. Right, so you can see my basic structure here. So what I want to do now is add a couple of things. First thing we're going to want to add is two pieces of path here and here in the centre, like that. Then I'm also going to want to add a bit more path in these corners here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I think this is going to work. Right, so what I want next is some of the pieces of furniture. I want a cash machine in there at the back corner, and I want another one in that corner there. Then what I want is some more pieces of furniture. We want to grab the information kiosks, and I want one in that corner and one in the opposite corner right here. Now let's just rotate to make sure that they are hidden inside the building, and they are. And because of where we've put the path, then you've got two sides that you can come to the information kiosk from, and two sides where you can come to the cash machines from. And then in these corners we've now got space to add toilets, and it's separated from the rest of the building so that it's more hygienic and the toilets are hidden away. So if we find the toilet buildings, there we go. then we're going to want lots of these. We're going to want one here. Oh, we're going to have to cycle all the way to the bottom every time to fit these in, aren't we? And now we've got the basic starter infrastructure, and we've got quite a lot of it all in place, all in this one building right at the very entrance. Right, where are you? There you go. And then the final one in here. And there we go. So we've got all of this set up right now like this. Now, what I now want to do is find the roof that matches this. Right, so where is the roof structure? Right. So what do you think? No, actually, you know what? I'm not going to match it completely where we first start. What I'm going to start with are these roof corners in the black. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these on these sections that are here at the side. So I'm going to put that there like that, then we're going to rotate it like so, and then over here we're going to do the same on this side here and there like this, and then we want the centre one, that's this one, and we're going to pop that in here and here like so. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go back to the wall structure and find what we started with, and what we're going to do now is we're going to add an extra layer to what we've already built. So above where the doors are, I'm going to put windows, back and front like so, and then over here the windows aren't going to fit, you see, because they're going to be hidden by the side piece. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the corner on the corners. We need to raise you up to the right height, and then we'll start putting the corners on like so. One more right here, and then the wall pieces will fill in the gaps so that we're getting an extra layer of height, you see, from this little side section where we've hidden the toilets. And now we've got an extra layer, and then we're going to want the crenellations on the top of this, and of course we're going to want to change that to the colours that we've already gone for. And then we need to raise it up and get it in the right places. Now, are you the right shape? That's the right shape, yeah. Make sure we've got the right shapes, and put that on the four corners like so. And then we want the straight flat piece. Where have you gone? There you are. And make sure we change the colour and raise that up to the right level as well. Oops, I've gone too high, I think. Down a little bit, and then add this to the corners over here and over here, and then front and back. And I think we're making quite good progress on our very first building. There we go. Now, there's a couple of things that I didn't do. Firstly, I didn't raise up the height of these. Let's use the window ones, I think. Yeah, let's just use these to make them the same height as the rest of it just so it doesn't look weird. And then we're going to want to go for roof structure, and we're going to need to find the corners that fit with our crenellation designs first. See if we can find those pieces. There we go, flat roof corner, I think that's the one. Now we're going to want a sort of, let's have a look if that grey one over there will be a good colour, or is that not dark enough? That's not the corner section that I thought I'd picked up, is it? Yeah, that might be the one. I don't think that's dark enough. I think I want to be a bit darker than that. Yeah, that might work. Let's see. Let's save that so that we've got that. If that colour's right, then we can use the same colour on all the other pieces. Right, so are we in the right spot? Right, let's raise you up. There we go. What does that look like? Is that dark enough? I think that might work for us. Now let's get that in all four corners, with the corner cut out in the right spot so that it doesn't extend too far beyond it. And then we're going to want the full flat piece. Where's the full flat piece of roof? There we go. It's this one. And then we want you to be this colour so that you match, and then we want to fill in the rest of the roof with this. A height of 5 all the way across, and then that will be our first building completed. So we've got our entrance for our park sorted out in this our first episode, and then I'll give you a quick look at the outside from all angles. So we've got like this old castle gatehouse as our entrance building for our park, with our little tiny simple plaza to start off our build, and I am quite pleased with that, and that little entrance there like that, I'm very happy with that. And there's the build from all angles. So hope you've enjoyed today's episode. Please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and we will continue this in the next episode. From SoftKitty99, goodbye and happy gaming!